Twice. God damn it. The show made me cry twice. Damn it. I was saying to myself, be a man. It's like, shit. And I'm sure you already guessed what it is. It's Zuko being reunited with his uncle. It's just like, ah! And how they did it, and the build up to it, and then the payoff, and it was fucking perfect. Oh, it was so good. And on top of that, you got the return of all the old masters, the name of this episode, and sort of all these characters that are in the White Lotus, and these are the guys you want to see in the White Lotus, and it's great when you see them all there. It's just like, yes, and you're not expecting it per se, but when you see them, you're not surprised, and you're so happy about it. So that was so cool. But you want to hear how I cried like a pussy? Okay, so it's the bit where Zuko comes in. He waits for his uncle. He waits for Iroh to wake up, and I like that. I like not waking him up, and kudos big time to the animation on this. I mean, the voice acting is wonderful and the writing is wonderful. I think the animation is really what pulled me in big time to this, because it was just very subtle on this stuff. You got Iroh, he wakes up and, you know, he lets out this big yawn, and he just glances for a second out of the corner of his eye, and then he turns back like he's not looking at him again. And just that little turn was so effective. And he probably knows that he's come to ask for forgiveness, or he probably even knows what's going on, but he's still acting like, you know, you need to say the words, you need to say what needs to be said. And Zuko does, and they animate these wonderful, this wonderful just broken face and these tears flowing down, and I like it when animation can really properly get crying, and I think it's something where a lot of actors in Hollywood and stuff like that, they like to do the sexy cry, you know, just the looking strong or looking sad, just the tear comes down, you know, and that's it. And I like it when, see, to me it's much more powerful when it's like sort of the quivering and the, you know, tightening of the face and so forth, you know, when it's called for. I mean, it's not always called for, but I like it when it's done well, because then, that is just a character at their most vulnerable. They can't even they're trying to keep composed, but they just cannot, and they're just falling to pieces, trying harder and harder, but their emotions are winning, and they just become so fragile. And I think that really comes through on the animation here, on when Zuko really starts to break down, and he apologizes, and mid-apology, maybe even not mid-apology, maybe like the first third of the apology or something like that, the uncle turns, grabs him, and gives him a great big goddamn hug, and he's just like, you know, I was never angry at you, I was just so sad that you lost your way. I did lose my way, I'm going to... Ah! Oh, man, that fucking get me. That so got me. Yeah, I'm sort of shocked that that's the first time a Zuko and Iroh scene, like, made me tear up. But yeah, it just, boom, right there. So, so nicely done. And nice to see them reunite again, too. And it's funny, again, I don't know if keeping the uncle out of this was intentional because Mako passed, but I'm beginning to think not, because it really pays off when you see them reunited and you keep Iroh out of it for so long. And I think that's so that when that meetup does happen, there's so much build-up. Even the build-up of, where's my uncle? He's over there in that tent. Just that waiting for him to go in, he even stops and he kneels down and he's trying to figure out how to do it or if he can do it. You know, he just feels so much shame, and he just knows it's going to be so painful and so hurtful to go in there. And just so well done. I think so much of that comes from keeping him out of the picture. So, very effective. Very, very effective. But on top of that, you got Aang going through the past avatars, the past lives, to figure out what he's supposed to do to defeat the Firelord. And all of them are pretty much saying, whatever you do, you have to do it, if that makes sense. Or whatever has to be done, essentially. And he's not getting the advice he needs. He's hearing past stories, but he's not getting, or at least he's not comprehending, an answer that satisfies him. And finally, it turns out the thing that he's on, I guess, is a lion turtle. I think is what it's called. Or was it turtle lion? I can't remember. But he's on this massive thing that looks like the turtle from Neverending Story, and pretty much has like the same wisdom too. I mean, sort of gives him the information he needs, which was hard for me to follow. I'm not gonna lie. It sort of sounded like the other information everybody gave, but maybe it'll make sense. I don't know. And it touches him as well. Somehow gives him some sort of I don't know. Some sort of beam of light glows out of him, and apparently that's like a really, really big thing. Whatever it means. So you got, and finally you see the comet coming down, and what is this gonna add up to? You know what I mean? It looks like the comet is here, and I don't think Aang is at the fire. You know, he's not in front of the Firelord yet, so it sort of looks like he's either going to be too late or is gonna get him just as the comet is coming. So what's the revelation he's come to? What's this all gonna mean? There's a battle plan going on now with the other kids. They're gonna try and put this all together. So yeah, now they're getting good, man. I mean, this is like just before the big final two, and I still don't know exactly what the resolution is going to be, and that's very exciting. It's very exciting going into this, knowing there's obviously got to be a big battle. They're building up some sort of big battle here, but it's also going to be this big face-off between Aang and the Firelord, and kind of himself too. You know with what choice he's gonna make. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else on this episode. This was a real good one. I love all the people in the White Lotus. I love the return to the uncle. I love Aang's journey inward. I thought it was very nicely done, and I like the big to be continued. What's gonna happen? So yeah, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped to see where this is all gonna go. Can't think of too much else. Just twice, man. Got me twice. So there you go. Maybe he'll get me a third time in the next, or maybe even 4 with the next 2 episodes. So we'll see what happens. That's about it. Getting close, guys. Only 2 more left. We'll see you in those 2.